Tucked in the heart of the Mediterranean, Malta enchants travelers with ancient charm and modern allure. Discover its hidden wonders and captivating mysteries in this unforgettable travel documentary journey. Maltese women are serious about commitment. Maltese women are known for valuing commitment and stability when it comes to relationships. Growing up in a culture deeply rooted in tradition and strong family ties, many see partnership as something meaningful and long-term, rather than fleeting. Malta's predominantly Catholic background also plays a role, encouraging values like loyalty, trust, and the importance of building a shared future. While dating apps and modern connections are common, these deeper cultural foundations still guide how relationships begin and grow. In everyday life, this commitment often shows through clear communication and an emphasis on mutual respect. Maltese women generally appreciate partners who are dependable, patient, and serious about their intentions. Grand gestures are less important than consistency. Being present, keeping promises, and showing genuine care matter more. Because Malta is a small country where social circles overlap, people tend to be mindful of reputation and honesty. This close-knit environment makes trust and long-term compatibility a priority over casual flings. At the same time, younger generations balance tradition with independence. Many Maltese women are well-educated, career-focused, and open-minded, blending modern lifestyles with those classic values of dedication. They seek relationships where both partners share responsibilities and grow together, rather than relying on old-fashioned roles. For anyone interested in dating in Malta, understanding this mix of cultural heritage and contemporary outlook is key. A relationship isn't just about romance. It's about showing that you're ready to invest time, respect, and genuine effort, qualities that Maltese women often see as the foundation of lasting love. Malta, a country smaller than most cities. Malta may be small in size, but its history is anything but. At just over 300 square kilometers, the entire nation could fit inside many of the world's major cities. Yet it has been home to civilizations for thousands of years. From Neolithic temple builders to Phoenician traders, Roman governors, Arab scholars, and the famous Knights of St. John, Malta's shores have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, each leaving behind monuments, traditions, and cultural legacies that still shape the island today. Walking through Malta feels like stepping into an open-air museum, where every stone tells a story. Valletta, the capital, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, brimming with grand cathedrals, palaces, and fortifications that echo the island's military importance in the Mediterranean. Even the small fishing villages hold layers of history, blending ancient architecture with the rhythms of modern Maltese life. Despite its small land area, Malta holds 3 UNESCO sites, a feat that highlights how dense its cultural and historical treasures truly are. But Malta is not just a relic of the past. It thrives as a vibrant, modern nation. Its compact size means that in one day you can explore prehistoric temples, relax on golden beaches, wander medieval streets, and enjoy lively festivals. The fact that such a tiny country can offer so much makes Malta a living paradox. Small in geography, yet vast in culture, spirit, and history. Temples older than the pyramids. Long before the pyramids of Egypt were built, Malta's Gantija temples were already standing proudly on the island of Gozo. Dating back to around 3600 BC, these temples are considered the world's oldest freestanding stone structures, predating even Stonehenge. Their massive limestone blocks, some weighing over 50 tons, were arranged with incredible precision by prehistoric communities who had no advanced tools or machinery, leaving archaeologists in awe of their ingenuity. The very name Gantija comes from the Maltese word for giant, a nod to the local legends that giants built these colossal sanctuaries. Stepping into Gantija is like entering another world, where rituals and mysteries from over 5,000 years ago seem to whisper through the ancient stones. The temples are thought to have been places of fertility worship, with carvings, figurines, and altars suggesting ceremonies dedicated to life, nature, and the divine feminine. Their orientation toward the solstices shows that Malta's early inhabitants possessed not only remarkable building skills, but also a keen understanding of astronomy. To this day, scholars continue to study the site, uncovering clues about the lives, beliefs, and sophistication of Malta's earliest settlers. What makes the Gantija temples even more extraordinary is that they still stand intact after millennia of wind, rain, and human history. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, they remind the world that innovation, faith, and artistry flourished long before recorded history. In tiny Malta, humanity's ancient brilliance is carved into stone for all to see. No rivers, no lakes in Malta. Malta may be surrounded by the glittering blue of the Mediterranean, but surprisingly, it has no rivers or lakes of its own. Unlike many countries where streams and freshwater bodies shape the landscape, Malta relies entirely on underground aquifers and desalination plants to meet its water needs. This lack of natural freshwater has profoundly influenced the island's history, from the way its villages were built near wells and springs to the systems of reservoirs carefully carved into limestone centuries ago. Every drop of water has always been treated as precious. Today, desalination plays a vital role in supplying clean water to Malta's growing population. Modern plants convert seawater into drinking water, blending ancient resourcefulness with cutting-edge technology. Beneath the surface, aquifers still serve as a backup, though they must be protected from overuse and contamination. This balance between nature and human ingenuity highlights Malta's resilience in turning a geographical limitation into an opportunity for innovation. It's a testament to how necessity can drive progress. Yet this scarcity also adds a unique cultural layer to Maltese life. Traditional practices, such as collecting rainwater in cisterns, are still valued in many homes. Awareness of water conservation is deeply rooted in daily habits, passed down across generations. For visitors, the absence of rivers and lakes might seem unusual, but it offers a fascinating glimpse into how a nation thrives despite nature's restrictions, proving that Malta's survival is as remarkable as its history. A tiny UNESCO capital. Valletta may be one of Europe's smallest capitals, but it holds a colossal place in history and culture. Covering less than 1 square kilometer, this fortified city was built by the Knights of St. John in the 16th century, after the Great Siege of Malta. Despite its size, Valletta is packed with grand Baroque architecture, imposing bastion walls, and ornate churches that give it a charm far larger than its footprint. Walking through its narrow streets feels like stepping back in time, where every corner whispers stories of battles, faith, and resilience. Its recognition as a UNESCO World Heritage Site reflects not only its stunning beauty, but also its significance as one of the most concentrated historic areas in the world. Valletta is home to treasures like St. John's Co-Cathedral, adorned with Caravaggio's masterpieces, and the Grand Master's Palace, once the seat of power for the Knights. The city's grid-like layout, ahead of its time in urban planning, makes it easy to explore yet endlessly fascinating, with hidden gems tucked away behind honey-colored limestone walls. What makes Valletta especially unique is its ability to blend history with modern life. Cafes spill into sunlit squares, festivals light up its streets, and the harbor views offer some of the most breathtaking sights in the Mediterranean. Though tiny, Valletta carries the weight of centuries, proving that greatness doesn't depend on size, but on legacy. A capital city that embodies Malta's enduring spirit. In Malta, there are 365 churches for 365 days. Malta's skyline is a tapestry of domes and spires, a reflection of the island's deep-rooted Catholic faith and rich heritage. With an estimated 365 churches spread across its tiny territory, locals often say there's a church for every day of the year. From towering cathedrals dominating cityscapes to quaint chapels tucked into quiet villages, each structure tells a unique story of devotion, artistry, and community. Their bells mark the rhythm of daily life, reminding both residents and visitors of Malta's enduring spiritual traditions. Among the most iconic is St. John's Co-Cathedral in Valletta, a masterpiece of Baroque art and architecture that houses treasures like Caravaggio's beheading of St. John the Baptist. Equally breathtaking is the Mosta Rotunda, with one of the largest unsupported domes in the world, a symbol of resilience after surviving a wartime bomb that miraculously didn't explode. Yet beyond the grand monuments, tiny countryside chapels hold their own charm, often standing as markers of rural life and devotion passed down through generations. These churches are not just places of worship, but living centers of culture. Feast days dedicated to patron saints turn villages into lively celebrations, complete with processions, fireworks, and music. The blending of faith, community, and festivity makes Malta's churches more than architectural wonders. They are the heartbeat of the islands. To step into any one of them is to connect with centuries of faith and tradition, a reminder of how spirituality continues to shape Maltese identity. Vintage buses with personality. For decades, Malta's roads were graced by vibrant vintage buses that became icons in their own right. Painted in bold hues of yellow, orange, green, and red, each bus carried a unique flair, often decorated with religious symbols, personal slogans, and chrome details that reflected the pride of its drivers. Far more than just a means of transportation, these buses embodied Malta's character, colorful, spirited, and brimming with personality. For tourists, hopping onto one was as much a cultural experience as visiting a historic site. Many of these buses were lovingly customized and maintained by their owners, making every ride different from the next. Their rumbling engines and quirky interiors gave them an unmistakable charm, turning an ordinary commute into a nostalgic journey. For locals, they were a familiar daily sight, while for travelers, they became one of Malta's most photographed attractions. Over the years, they gained cult status, with postcards, souvenirs, and even paintings celebrating their cheerful presence. By 2011, however, the fleet was retired to make way for modern, efficient public transport. While the change improved comfort and reliability, it also left many nostalgic for the days of the old buses. Thankfully, some of these vintage vehicles have been preserved in museums or repurposed for special tours, keeping their memory alive. Today, they remain a beloved symbol of Malta's past, quirky, colorful, and full of charm, just like the islands themselves. Hollywood on the Mediterranean. Malta may be tiny, but its cinematic landscapes have made it a giant in the world of film. With golden limestone cities, medieval fortresses, and breathtaking coastlines, the islands offer a ready-made set that has attracted some of Hollywood's biggest productions. Ridley Scott's Gladiator brought the streets of Medina to life, while Troy used Malta's rugged shores to recreate the ancient world. Even HBO's Game of Thrones chose Malta for its first season, with iconic scenes like the wedding of Daenerys and Khal Drogo filmed against the now-lost azure window. What makes Malta irresistible to filmmakers is its versatility. Within a few miles, the islands can transform into ancient Rome, the Middle East, or even mythical kingdoms. The architectural beauty of Valletta, the fortified walls of Medina, and the rustic villages all offer authentic historical detail without the need for artificial sets. Add in year-round sunshine and clear blue seas, and it's no wonder that directors see Malta as a natural stage. The local film industry has also grown with this global spotlight. Maltese crews have gained international experience working alongside big-budget productions, while the famed Mediterranean film studios continue to draw attention with their massive water tanks for epic sea scenes. For visitors, tracing these filming locations adds another layer of magic. Walking the same paths as gladiators, warriors, and kings in a land where history and fantasy seamlessly collide. Awarded the George Cross. During World War II, Malta found itself at the center of one of the fiercest sieges in history. Positioned strategically in the Mediterranean, the islands became a lifeline for Allied operations, which made them a prime target for Axis forces. From 1940 to 1942, Malta endured relentless aerial bombardments, with some historians noting it was one of the most heavily bombed places on Earth. Despite shortages of food, medicine, and fuel, the Maltese people stood firm, refusing to surrender and showing extraordinary resilience in the face of destruction. Their courage did not go unnoticed. In April 1942, King George VI awarded the entire nation the George Cross, Britain's highest civilian honor for bravery. The medal was given not to an individual, but to the Maltese people as a collective recognition of their heroism. This was an unprecedented gesture, symbolizing the world's admiration for a small nation that had withstood immense hardship. To this day, the George Cross remains a powerful emblem of Malta's indomitable spirit. The honor is not just a relic of the past. It lives on in Malta's identity. The George Cross is proudly displayed on the Maltese flag, reminding every citizen and visitor of the sacrifices made during the war. Walking through Valletta's streets or visiting the war museums, one can still feel the echoes of that struggle and triumph. Malta's wartime story is not just about survival. It's about courage that earned a tiny island nation a place in world history. Medina, the silent city in Malta. Perched on a hill in the heart of Malta, Medina is a city that seems untouched by the rush of modern life. Known as the Silent City, its narrow, winding streets, golden limestone walls, and majestic gates transport visitors back to medieval times. Once the island's capital, Medina has been home to noble families, knights, and rulers, leaving behind grand palaces and fortified walls that whisper stories of centuries past. The absence of cars within the city walls heightens its stillness, allowing the footsteps of visitors to echo against ancient stone. Wandering through Medina feels like stepping onto a film set or into the pages of a history book. Gothic doorways, ornate balconies, and Baroque churches rise along streets where little seems to have changed for hundreds of years. At night, lanterns cast a soft glow across the quiet alleys, giving the city an almost mystical atmosphere. It's no wonder that Medina has often been used as a backdrop for films and TV series, captivating audiences with its timeless beauty. Despite its tranquility, Medina is far from lifeless. Cafes hidden in courtyards, museums showcasing centuries-old art, and panoramic viewpoints overlooking the island bring the city alive in their own gentle way. Visitors often pause at the bastions to admire sweeping views of Malta, realizing why this walled gem has stood as a silent guardian for centuries. Medina may be small, but it leaves a lasting impression, an oasis of calm that feels eternal. Endless sunshine. In Malta, Malta basks in a climate that most destinations can only dream of, with over 300 days of sunshine each year. Its long, golden summers and mild winters make it one of Europe's brightest and most reliable spots for sun seekers. The warmth here isn't just about temperature, it's about the golden glow that washes over ancient stone cities, sparkling seas, and limestone cliffs, creating postcard views from every angle. Visitors rarely worry about rain disrupting their plans, making Malta an all-year-round favorite for holidays. This abundance of sunshine has shaped the island's culture and lifestyle. Outdoor cafes brim with life, beachgoers flock to sandy bays, and festivals fill the streets almost every weekend. Traditional fishing villages, historic fortresses, and bustling markets come alive under the Mediterranean sky, where the constant light makes colors richer and shadows softer. Even in winter, the Maltese islands stay welcoming, with clear blue skies and comfortable warmth that draw travelers escaping colder climates. Beyond leisure, Malta's endless sunshine has also influenced its sustainability. The country invests heavily in solar energy, harnessing the very light that defines its charm. Vineyards thrive in the sun-soaked soil, and fresh produce bursts with flavor thanks to the consistent climate. Whether you're wandering Valletta's sunlit streets, diving in crystal waters, or simply basking on a terrace, Malta proves why it's more than just an island. It's a year-round celebration of light and life. Popeye's Cartoon Village in Malta. Perched along Malta's rugged coastline, Popeye's Village is a whimsical reminder of Hollywood's mark on the island. Originally built in 1980 as the set for the musical film Popeye. Starring Robin Williams, the colorful wooden houses were never torn down after filming ended. Instead, the quirky seaside village was preserved and transformed into a family-friendly theme park. With its tilted rooftops, bright facades, and cartoonish charm, it feels like stepping straight into the pages of a comic strip. Today, Popeye's Village offers more than just a stroll through movie history. Today, Popeye's Village offers more than just a stroll through movie history. Visitors can explore the original film set, watch live shows with Popeye, Olive Oil, and Bluto, or even take boat rides across Anchor Bay, where the turquoise waters shimmer against the village's rustic backdrop. The park also includes mini-museums, play areas for children, and themed activities that bring the story of the spinach-loving sailor to life. It's both a tribute to a nostalgic classic and a lively destination for modern travelers. What makes this spot even more magical is its setting. Nestled against Malta's stunning cliffs and crystal-clear waters, the village is picture-perfect from every angle. Many visitors come not only for the themed fun, but also to swim, sunbathe, or capture the iconic views of the bay. Popeye's Village is proof of Malta's ability to turn even a temporary movie set into a lasting cultural landmark, blending cinematic history with natural beauty in a way that delights visitors of all ages. The Hippodrome Mystery. Hidden beneath the bustling streets of Paola lies one of Malta's most astonishing treasures, the Hal Saflieni Hippodrome. This underground temple and necropolis, dating back more than 5,000 years, was entirely carved out of solid rock using primitive tools. Spread across 3 levels, it features chambers, passageways, and even carved pillars, all meticulously designed to mimic structures found in above-ground temples. The sheer scale and precision of this subterranean world raise fascinating questions about the knowledge and skills of its prehistoric builders. The Hippogrium served as both a sacred temple and a burial site, holding the remains of over 7,000 individuals. Archaeologists believe it was a place of ritual, where the living honored the dead and possibly performed ceremonies linked to life, death, and rebirth. Intriguing red ochre paintings still decorate its walls, among the oldest surviving prehistoric art in the world. One chamber, known as the Oracle Room, is famous for its extraordinary acoustics. Sounds made within it resonate with a deep, almost otherworldly effect, suggesting it was designed for chanting or spiritual rites. The mystery of the Hippogrium goes beyond its architecture. How did a prehistoric society, without advanced tools, carve such an elaborate complex underground? What rituals truly took place in these echoing chambers? While many questions remain unanswered, the Hippogrium stands as a powerful reminder of Malta's ancient civilizations. It is not just an archaeological wonder, but also a portal into a world of secrets still waiting to be uncovered. The colorful Ludzu boats in Malta. Gliding across the sparkling waters of Malta's harbors, the traditional Ludzu boats are as much a symbol of the islands as the limestone cliffs and sun-soaked villages. These sturdy fishing vessels, with their pointed bows and curved hulls, are instantly recognizable thanks to their vivid coats of red, blue, yellow, and green. Painted with pride by generations of fishermen, the Ludzus are not just functional. They are floating works of art that brighten every coastal scene, from the bustling Marsaxlokk fishing village to quiet bays scattered across the islands. One of the most intriguing features of the Ludzu is the pair of painted or carved eyes on the bow, known as the Eyes of Osiris. This ancient Phoenician tradition, carried on for thousands of years, is believed to protect fishermen from danger and bring good fortune at sea. For many Maltese, these eyes are more than decoration. They are guardians watching over the boats as they navigate unpredictable waters. Even today, fishermen and locals take this symbolism seriously, preserving the custom with reverence. While Ludzus remain practical fishing vessels, they have also become cultural icons, capturing the imagination of visitors. Tourists often photograph them or take rides in these colorful boats to soak up the tradition firsthand. Beyond their charm, they represent Malta's enduring relationship with the sea, a blend of livelihood, heritage, and belief. The Ludzu is not just a boat. It is a living emblem of Malta's history, resilience, and seafaring spirit. Fireworks like no other in Malta. On summer nights in Malta, the skies transform into a dazzling stage where tradition meets artistry in bursts of light and sound. Fireworks are not just entertainment here. They are woven into the cultural fabric, especially during the village festas held in honor of patron saints. Each village competes to put on the most spectacular display, filling the air with vibrant colors, rhythmic crackles, and thunderous booms that echo across the Mediterranean. For locals, these pyrotechnic spectacles are a proud expression of community spirit and devotion. What sets Maltese fireworks apart is their unique craftsmanship. Unlike commercial displays seen elsewhere, many of Malta's fireworks are still handcrafted by dedicated enthusiasts in small workshops, often using techniques passed down for generations. These firework makers are masters of timing and design, creating elaborate sequences that sync with music or build toward breathtaking finales. Daytime fireworks, known as murtali, are another Maltese specialty, producing clouds of smoke and booming sounds long before the night's colors light up the sky. For visitors, the experience is unforgettable. Standing among cheering crowds in village squares, one feels the pulse of tradition in every spark that streaks overhead. The night sky becomes a canvas where devotion, artistry, and competition blend into a radiant celebration. More than just entertainment, Maltese fireworks embody the island's flair for drama and joy, ensuring that every summer evening is charged with energy, wonder, and a touch of magic. Thanks for exploring Malta's hidden wonders with us. If you enjoyed this journey, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more breathtaking travel documentaries. Share your favorite destination in the comments below.